We are here at St. Paul's because our children brought us here because of the youth program. So that's what brought me here, and that's a big part of why we give.
We just felt like it was a really welcoming place, and that it is a symbol and a sign of God's love right down here downtown. People are friendly, people are welcoming, and also a lot of community involvement comes out of St. Paul's and on important issues.
You know, when pledge time comes around, we don't hesitate to sign the pledge. And it's by far, outside of our family, it's by far our largest pledge each year. So.
Morning, everyone. I'm Roger Whitfield, and I've been a member of this church since the early 70s, so I'm almost a fixture in here. Use the mic. The mic? Okay. All right, I'll do that. And I think I've got the first answer to Kate's question, what do you think? And in order to do that, I want to tell you a little story. And I think you perhaps can tell that I was born in England, and my sister and I were born in Shrewsbury, which is a beautiful old town in the county of Shropshire, and Shropshire is on the Welsh border. And our family attended one of the churches there, St. Mary's, who was right in the middle of town, right on the highest land in the town. And it was a bustling congregation, a lot of vitality, young people and old alike. The church itself was Gothic. It was tall, had a magnificent organ and choir, not unlike here. A boys' choir, wonderful voices, spectacular and historic stained glass, and bells that rang out on Sunday. They had a great big bell tower, bells that rang out over the whole town on Sunday, beckoning everybody to come to church. And this was our church, and we loved it. And when I was 11, we moved, and we never seemed to find quite the same community again. I want to fast forward now to 2001, and this would have been my father's 100th year. He would, if he were still alive at that time, would have been 100 years old. And on his birthday, my sister and I decided that we would visit his grave in North Wales. And it meant that we had to pass through Shrewsbury. And of course, we stopped there. And since this was a nostalgia trip, we also decided to go to St. Mary's. Now, I knew there was something wrong the moment I walked in. The moment I entered the door, there was stuff where it shouldn't have been, rather like when you enter your house after it's been broken into and things are just not quite where they should be. And there was somebody across the nave, and so I walked over to him and I asked him, "What's going on here?" And he said, "My friend, this is a redundant church." Redundant is Church of England speak for mothballed. And he went on to explain some of the circumstances, and I just couldn't listen. I was in a daze, and I just walked around the church. How could this have happened? How could my church, my family's church, be redundant? And I was just so glad that my father wasn't there. The splendor of the building was still there, but the vital component, the people, was missing. They'd gone. The stones were still there, but of course stones can't talk. The organ and the choir stalls were still there, but they could no longer sing out. And the pulpit, no longer be able to proclaim the gospel. And an altar that was no longer able to dispense the Eucharistic meal. Now, a lot could have happened in that 50-year period from 1951, when I left, to 2001, when I came back there. And I suspect that people slowly drifted away, and perhaps it needed to happen. God does not give out guarantees to our churches. Their sustainability is our responsibility. Now, I love St. Paul's, and to me, it's a gift that keeps on giving, And that's why I don't hesitate to support it. It's in my soul, and museums are not where I want to leave my soul.